Hello, everybody, and welcome to our live studio show here on MXGPTV.com with me, Paul Malin, and Lisa Leyland. It's round 5 of the FIM Motocross World Championship. This is the MXGP of Portugal at Águeda. I'd like to say the weather is shining on us. It's not actually at the moment. It's just started raining, so it's going to be an interesting day here today and the whole of the weekend, actually. On today's show, we've got from MX2 and Red Bull KTM Factory Racing, Sacha Coenen. From MXGP class and the Monster Energy Factory MXGP team, Andrea Bonacorsi. He's, of course, stepping up this weekend and for the rest of the year. And then we've got a former 2-time world champion, John vanderberg, will be joining us as well. But before we go anywhere, Lisa Leyland, it's not often we get a 2-week break, as we've had since Trentino. How was your break, and what did you kind of get up to?
I just chilled, regrouped, ready for the triple header that we've got coming up. And you?
Moved house. I need more sleep. I need more sleep. Yeah, but should we crack on with the show?
Yeah, let's.
All right. Well, look, joining us right now, of course, from Red Bull KTM Factory Racing, Sacha Coenen. If you'd like to take a seat, young man. And so Sacha Coenen, riding number 19, Red Bull KTM Factory. Well, that's what we call him anyway, although he likes to call himself Liam. Here's why.
I'm Liam. Hi, I'm Sacha.
All right, enough of the shenanigans. Sacha, welcome to our studio show here, our brand new studio in Lisa's boudoir. Yeah, we've just had a 2-week break. What did you get up to? Did you manage to take any time off, or was it business as usual, full riding, full training, and all the rest of it as you've been going up until now?
Yeah, I was just training, the 2 weeks. Just keep improving every week to get better and better, and yeah, see what we we can do better. So yeah, we just train, testing, and yeah, it was some 2 good weeks, so it's quite good.
The life of a professional racer.
Yeah. Well, at the moment, Sacha, you're 11th in the points. Are you happy with that, or perhaps maybe expecting a little bit more at this stage?
Yeah, I was expecting, maybe a little bit more, but take some time, and was not like I wanted in the beginning of the season, but yeah, take some time, and I think we will get there soon.
Well, you're leading the foxhole shot competition at the moment with 5 foxhole shots. Is that something that you and the team have been working on, maybe in the off-season?
No, I'm just training this since a long time.
Yeah.
So for me it's usual, and yeah, we're just good in start, so for me it's normal.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, last time out, 2 weeks ago, Trentino, you were running up front in the first race until, a small technical problem cost you that, 3rd place. I guess, from that race in its own, the positive there is, you've got the speed and the fitness to challenge with the front guys, and this is that part of that first race.
Yeah.
Tell us about it. How was Trentino for you?
Yeah, it was...
In general.
Yeah, it was quite good. Quite fun moto, I was leading a lot, and then, make a stupid mistake, and then I had a collision with my teammate. And, first moto was leading also a lot, and started to make 2 or 3 mistakes, and then I let him pass a little bit, and kept the rhythm and just riding, and wasn't pushing that hard in the middle of the motor because I know I can make mistakes. But yeah, was a good moto for me. Just 2 laps to go. I had a technical issue, so that was not so nice. And yeah.
But I guess riding at the front in the way that you were and things like that. The more you do that, I guess the more confident you become. Yeah. Because when you're starting mid-pack or outside the top 10, it's a lot different, isn't it?
Yeah, second motor had a start crash. So yeah, it was way different because I started that last and I needed to came back. But yeah, it was really difficult. But yeah, it's way more difficult to start from last than first. It's
different.
Well, in Sardinia, you look comfortable as well. Perhaps maybe a couple of mistakes cost you a good overall position. What are you and the team perhaps working on to make your riding more consistent with less mistakes?
Yeah, since the beginning of the year, I need to work a lot on the suspension because I'm not so happy. But we worked a lot, and since Sardinia, it's getting better and better. So we keep improving every week. And so we are working on that a lot to get me comfortable and to get that I can finish the motors good and in front also.
Well, in general, Do you feel that you're riding better? Like I said here, Sardinia, you're running up front with Kai. We saw it in Trentino as well last time out. Obviously, the whole shots are helping quite a lot.
Yeah.
But are you happy with where you're at physically, you know, from the fitness side? Are you happy with the speed? And if so, what are you expecting, you know, for the rest of the season? Because we've got 3 rounds coming up in a row. So here we go to Galicia next week. We go to Saint-Jean-d'Angely. 3 challenging weekends all by themselves. So are you happy with where you're at now? Or, you know, do you think there is still more to come?
There's still more to come because I can do better. And I think I can go even a bit more faster. But yeah, I just need to keep improving and get the stars and then keep riding in front. And then we will see how we end.
And what about here this weekend in Portugal? Because all week it's been raining. They sealed the track. So even when I arrived here on Friday, it already looked like it was pretty much perfect. You know, it was drying out. They hadn't ripped the track, you know, so the water hadn't gone in. How was the free practice session, first of all? Yes, I guess it would be pretty hard underneath.
Yeah, it's quite hard underneath, but also some parts are quite soft. But yeah, I think the track is quite good.
But they have to protect the track as well. So if they ripped it and it rains, then it becomes...
Yeah, then it becomes worse, I would say.
Yeah. And obviously, just before you came in on the studio here, it started to rain quite heavily. How do you think that will change the track conditions a little later on? Do you think it'll become quite slick, or do you think it'll become deep and rutty?
I think it will become quite slippery also, but maybe at some places more deep. But yeah, we need to see how the track's going to be after, and we just go.
And then I heard earlier today as well that there might be a storm coming tomorrow of some sort. Hopefully it just stays away. But if that does come, then it could be the first mud race of the year, let's say. How are your mud riding skills?
I like the mud. I like everything.
Coming from Belgium.
For me, it's no problem.
And how's the atmosphere in the team at the moment?
Yeah, it's quite good now.
Yeah.
We feel everybody is quite happy and stuff, so it's quite good.
You guys had a good time at the media event yesterday, didn't you? We're playing all those instruments.
Yeah, well, that was quite nice.
Yeah, I didn't go. I saw the.
It was so fun.
I saw the email. Was it like?
It was a museum, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
But you look like you're actually quite good at music.
No.
Are you pretending?
Not at all.
He was getting involved, totally.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did Siwa go? Did he play the piano?
No, he didn't.
Oh.
No.
He never goes.
But you and your bro, you got involved. It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But before we go, actually, because our second guest is ready, can we just zoom in on these legs? Look, raining outside. It's about 12 degrees.
I actually did question that choice of shorts for today. Talk us through that.
Yeah.
Talk us through that decision.
No.
You got no long pants.
the same.
Yeah, actually, you are. You're always in shorts.
Even in the winter, same.
Yeah. You can tell a Belgian.
Yeah.
Miles away. The sun comes out, is in shorts. It's raining, is in shorts.
No problem.
No problem. Okay. Well, look, Sacha Coenen, Red Bull KTM Factory Racing, thanks for having some good fun with us here today. Enjoy the racing this weekend. Next 3 weeks is going to be tough, but also the week off and then 3 more. Yeah. The season really starts now, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like a lot of intensity.
Yeah, I just go there every race and just do my best and be in front. Yeah.
All right. Well, look, we are out of time, but Sacha Coenen, all the best, and we'll see you again soon. Our second guest is coming in ready to see us in a moment. Of course, Andrea Bonacorsi. We'll talk to him in a moment, but before that, here's a little snippet from our latest Behind the Gate, Episode 3, Rock and Riola. It's a little bit of track talk with me and Lisa.
For the third round of the season, Sardinia is definitely one of the most scenic of GPs that we have on the calendar. For starters, it's a beautiful island in the Mediterranean Sea, and it's a perfect setting for a lot of the riders and a lot of the teams to kind of get in a good headspace before a busy GP. So you have the beautiful surroundings of the racetrack in Rio Lasado, but then you come to the track and it's nothing but relaxing.
Lucas Coenen goes down, Adamo down there as well. And has passed the line as his brother goes down. Oh, over the front and getting beat up. A little bit of assistance. There's Benoit Pacturel. Wow.
It's a bottomless sand track. It's beach sand, and it is arguably one of the toughest tracks on our calendar.
When you're down there on the ground and you see how the track cuts up, as always on TV, it doesn't look as bad. How physically demanding it is as well. There's a lot of stop and start on there, so the holes get deeper through the turns, even the little switchbacks. So the guys are always constantly working to get the best out of it. And because it's on the beach, there is no end. There's no hard edges. Every time a wheel goes through it, it just digs out and gets deeper and deeper and deeper. It's relentless.
As well as the first sand track of the season, which is incredibly tough, you also have to put the higher temperatures. They come into play as well. And unexpectedly, they come into play because it's quite early in the season, and I don't think many of the riders expected such hot temperatures so early on in the calendar. And throughout the weekend, we definitely saw that track separate the boys from the men.
Hello everybody, welcome back to part 2 of our live studio show here on MXGPTV.com with me, Paul Malin, and Lisa Leyland. We are in Lisa's boudoir once again here in Portugal.
It's cosy in here, isn't it?
It's a bit chilly though today, isn't it?
A little bit.
But anyway, look, our second guest joins us now. Andrea Bonacorsi has been riding in MX2 this year, but that all changed in the last couple of weeks because he's now going to be riding the MXGP class for Monster Energy Yamaha Factory MXGP. Andrea Bonacorsi, another one wearing shorts, first of all. What's going on? It's raining outside.
Yeah, it's quite good outside actually. It's just raining, but actually it's not too bad. Yeah. Hey, we need to, even if it's raining though, you have to get a good mentality, you know. So
positive thinking. I like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Great, great. Well, look, what a difference 2 weeks can make. Trentino, a couple of weeks ago, you were in MX2. Here you are now in MXGP. Yeah. When did you know this deal was maybe going to happen?
Yeah, just after second moto in Arco. So
you got third.
I got third, and then I went to the physio, and after the physio, I see all the bosses of Yamaha and my team boss Softwood and coming in the trailer, and I say, okay, so now or they kick me off, or there is something else going on. Yeah.
And yeah, you got promoted.
Yeah, I got promoted. Yeah.
But look, was there any part of you that thought about saying no because you just had third in that race, race 2 in Trentino? You obviously said yes. So what was the deal breaker for you? What swung the decision? Yeah,
the decision was really tough to make for sure because especially after race 2 in Trentino, because I know I could fight for podiums and for podium position in MX2 class, and I just had to start in the front. And yeah, that's what I did in Arco in race 2. And yeah, that makes everything more tough because when you know that you can fight for podiums and then they offer you to go in MXGP is a really big high risk, I think. And also when you go there, you cannot come back, I think. So, yeah, the night was a long night for me there. I couldn't sleep at all about thinking about what I should do or not do. But at the end, I know how much I enjoy the 450. I know what's my potential on that bike. So, yeah, I choose to take that road.
Good. How did that result feel in that second race, that third, knowing that you can fight for those podiums?
Yeah, the beginning was in the moto. I didn't know for sure what to expect because it was the first time I was there in the front battling. And but then throughout the moto, I just feel more comfortable. So I'm more like sure that I could be there, and that was my spot. So yeah, I finished third, was feeling really great.
And were you surprised at how much easier it is to challenge for those front positions when you have a good start? Because that start, I guess, takes away that mental barrier, doesn't it?
Yeah, for sure, 100%. Especially now in MX2 class, even in MXGP, but in MX2, the top 10 is really fast. So to go to the top 10 still can be okay, but to go through the top 10 is quite a challenge. So yeah, the start makes everything.
What changed in Trentino? Because from the 8 races that we've had so far, 2 top 10s, your first top 3, was it because it was like a home GP for you that just gave you a little bit more of a boost? Was it you just prefer this kind of track? Was it because you got a better start in that race and that was the difference in kind of like the switch maybe was flicked?
Yeah, for sure, that's the start makes everything.
Yeah.
Like I said, I knew my physical is really good. I knew I have the speed. And I just had to start that make this job done, let's say, because then I can stay there. I don't have problem to make mistakes. I'm not a guy that overdo, let's say. I do what's needed, and yeah, that's what I did in Arco and Risto.
Had you stayed in MX2, like arriving now for the rest of the season in MX2 and not being MXGP, do you think that third place in Trentino would have given you that extra boost in confidence to say, okay, we've arrived now in MX2, I can challenge top 5, top 3s, maybe race wins, GP wins?
Yeah, I think that third place was starting was a start of some more, I think. So yeah, that's why it was so tough, everything. Yeah.
So how are you feeling about your first GP in MXGP? And how many times have you actually ridden a 450 in the past 2 weeks?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago, 6 times actually, so quite a good, quite some times. But I wanted to ride, I wanted to learn the bike as quick as possible, and to be confident and ready to race here in Portugal, because it's a bike that you cannot make mistakes. Like, you cannot afford to have a high-sided or something, because otherwise you're off the bike. So you have to be sure of what you're doing, and yeah, that's why I try to learn it as quickly as possible.
Well, it's not your first time racing a 450. We saw you at the Motocross of Nations last year on your debut. Great result for you. How was that experience? Because obviously you were on the podium at the end of it, weren't you?
Yeah, it was quite a crazy experience there for sure. And they called me last minute, call for me was there. So I didn't even expect to go racing. And then they just said, okay, you're picked because Mattia was off. So also that was really quick. I did there before the race, I did 2 trainings with the bike. So, and the bike was completely standard Yamaha, just with my suspensions, handlebar, and these kind of things. And here is also completely a factory bike, so it's something else, yeah.
And like you said, you weren't expecting to go racing. It was a last-minute entry. You had a great result. You were on the podium. Almost like a dream weekend, unexpectedly for you.
Yeah, for sure. It was a dream weekend. It was a dream year for me, because actually I win the EMX title before. Yeah. And then they called me for this, and we finished on the podium as well. So it was really, really, really nice year.
Did you have to cancel the holiday
yeah.
for the Motocross of Nations or anything?
Yeah, actually, yeah, kind of. We was in France when they say I had to go to try the new Yamaha WZ250. And yeah, it was... Yeah, they called me there. They say, "Hey, I think you have to come to France." Okay, so okay, let's go.
Yeah, is it a big race? Well, Motocross
no, yeah, small race, you know.
Not so many people.
National championship, no problem.
How was free practice today? And were you a little bit nervous going into the free practice first time in the MXGP class? And are those nerves settled now?
Yeah, for sure, a little bit nervous, of course, and but that's also what I need. Let's say I need to feel it. I need to feel that. You're in a big category now. You are with guys that are not joking. You're with guys that have a lot of experience, and most of them have a world title in the pocket already. So you are with big guys, and yeah, for sure a bit nervous. But through the free practice, I felt good. I felt confident with the bike. Bike is really good, setup, everything. Team, I really enjoy. So yeah, everything is settled now for time practice.
Cool. And then and how was the track actually? Because we spoke with Sacha before a moment ago, and the organisers made a great decision, I think, to not rip the track because of the rain that was coming. Was it raining before you came into the studio now? Because literally just before...
it was raining quite a bit already, yeah. So going to be interesting. Track now was quite hard, slick in some places, soft in others, especially coming into the corners. And so, yeah, luckily they didn't rip, because now I think with this rain, otherwise it would be really a mud fest already today. Yeah. But, yeah, the track right now is perfect. So, yeah, let's hope that going to stay like this.
Yeah. How did you, just real quickly, how did you finish in the, I know it was only free practice, but where were your times? Because I watched the first 10 minutes and then I came away, but...
I think I felt done P8 in the time practice. Yeah, 1 second, 8's off, so something like this.
So feeling good, feeling relaxed, no pressure.
Good.
And there is no pressure because you're coming in round 5.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there is no pressure. You just take this challenge and take it as good as possible and enjoy the ride.
Cool. Well, look, hopefully our final guest is going to be joining us any moment now. But before I get the okay, what can you expect from now to the end of the season?
I expect myself to grow a lot. I expect myself to, I think at the end of the season I can challenge for the good position also in this class, and I'm really confident I can do that. So I'm just looking forward to learn the bike, learn the team, learn the guys that are working for me now, and yeah, just go for it.
And sorry, I was just sorry to interrupt, but I was actually thinking about it, Andrea. You've actually gone from Europeans to MXGP in less than a year, haven't you? That's massive.
Yeah, that's
isn't
massive.
It? To learn.
Massive.
I mean, that's quite a testament to you, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. It's like a really big step. Like I did only 4 races in MX2, some wild cards in the past, but yeah, was my first World Championship season, let's say. and then 4 races, and now in MXGP already. So yeah, for sure it's a big step, but we take it.
Yeah.
On the calendar as it is now from Portugal, what are the tracks that you're most looking forward to?
Yeah, with the 450, I have to say I'm looking forward to the sand tracks because I'm really enjoy that. But I'm looking forward to Majora, to all the tracks. Also next weekend in France already, and I just enjoy the bike so much. So I'm just ready to go racing in any track, you know. So.
You don't hear many Italians say that, do you?
No.
I'm really looking forward to the sand tracks.
Yeah, unless it's on the beach.
Yeah, then it's different. Yeah.
All right. Well, look. I know our final guest is not here, so we are going to have to take a chance with him showing up on time. But Andrea Bonacorsi, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, guys.
Great to see you in MXGP, because not easy being a big guy on a 250, wanting more from the bike. But now you've got more, and wish you all the best, and see how you go this weekend and for the rest of the season.
Yeah, thank you very much, guys. I want also to say a big thanks to all the Hutte Metal team. They always helped me in this 3 past season, and they was really a family for me. And was really tough to say goodbye to them for sure. And but now we take this challenge, and yeah, let's go from here on.
All right. Well, look, good to see you, Andrea Bonacorsi. Right, our final guest is getting ready to come in now, but not before we catch another snippet from our Behind the Gate series. This one as well from Rock and Riola. Here's Gabriel SS24 and Sean Simpson, the chatty man.
So Josh has got this opportunity now with the Gabriel SS24 KTM, run by Sean Simpson, who he was actually racing at the early part of 2023. They raced indoors against each other. They know each other well as rivals. Sean Simpson is Britain's most successful rider in the MXGP division as it stands now. He's won more Grand Prix than any other British rider on a 450cc machine. So in terms of Sean Simpson as a team manager, there will be no ex-Grand Prix rider from the UK better than Sean for a young rider to learn from under his team umbrella.
So basically 20 years as a rider, twice 4th in the world, 3 times British champion, I've won 4 Grand Prix in the Premier MXGP class, and I had sort of 7 or 8 attempts at a podium at the Motocross of Nations in 2019 with Nathan Watson and Adam Sturry, which was, you know, a major achievement, something that I'm most proud of. But also the 2 first days in Adam Sturry, which was definitely a major achievement. I can talk. Sometimes I just need to cut it down by 50%.
Welcome back to our live studio show here on MXGPTV.com with me, Paul Malin, and Lisa Leyland. Our final guest joins us now, finally, John vanderberg. John vanderberg, great to see you. And for those who don't know who you are, you're a 2-time world champion, one of the first riders to sort of go back-to-back titles, 125, 250, 87, 88. Not many riders have done that before you. Not many riders since as well. 8 Grand Prix wins, 30-odd podiums. Yeah, fantastic. Great to see you. What are you doing here in Portugal, first of all, just real quick?
Yeah, thanks for being here. So I'm here this weekend to see my son-in-law, of course, Brian Bogers, and to see my grandson. And also here for the MXGP Academy. We start this program 11 years ago with Giuseppe to help some young kids, to make them happy and some education. And it's working good, so the project is growing, and it's good.
Cool.
Yeah.
We'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment. But obviously, from your race career, as we said, you know, the 2 world titles, the podiums, the Grand Prix victories, were you happy with the career that you had? Or could you have done more? I know injuries were cruel to you, particularly knee injuries later on in your career. So how do you reflect on your career as a former racer in the World Championship?
I think everything went perfect till I was like 21 or 22 when I win my 2nd World Championship. Everything was going as planned, all. So I'm growing from 15 to 5, 2nd win, change class, win again. Yeah. Then I broke my ankle and took me 2 years to recover, but with injections, you know this. So I achieved everything what I want. The only thing I never win is the Holland Grand Prix.
Yeah.
then when I should win the Holland Grand Prix also.
But you were up against Davy as well, Davy Strybos, and there was some history there as well. Maybe we'll get into that another point, but yeah.
So, no, and then I stopped when I was young because I had a lot of injuries the last 5-6 years, like 16 operations totally, and and then you race for 10 or 8 or 11, and then it's no fun anymore. And I stopped when I was 27 already, so a young age I stopped.
Well, you're working a lot with the MXGP Academy. I know you just touched upon it then. For those that don't know, what is the MXGP Academy and how does it work?
It's the main thing to learn the kids how it works on the GPs, so they can ride the track. We teach them a little bit. We do a paddock tour to how it goes behind the scenes in the factory teams. The parents have a workshop to help the parents. So this is Martin doing, and Jan and me doing the teaching, explanation. So it's
and different coaches every weekend as well. Like we just saw Nancy van der Ven there, and we go to Latvia if there is one there. You have the Just Brothers and also some other people.
Yes, exactly. And also what's coming from the MXGP Academy is the trainers course now. So we have like 200 coaches already in Europe, like from all different federations. So we try to put the level a little bit more up in coaching also. So it's not only for the kids, and so it's a good, I think the project is good. I started with Giuseppe 11 years ago, what I told you before. I tell him, okay, we need to do something for the kids. And then we start with the World Academy. We changed it to MXGP Academy. And then FVM took over. So it's good, it's nice to see. And we make people happy, it's the most important things.
Yeah. And how many Academy weekends do you run throughout the season then?
How many GPs are
this year we have 7 totally, so yeah.
Okay.
Moving on real quick, because we're about 3 minutes to go. You've been working with Jeffrey Hurlings over the past few years a little bit, obviously down in Spain and things. How do you think his season's going at the moment? Where do you think he's at? Is there more to come from him, knowing how you know him?
Yeah, I know him for 20 years now, so it's, you know, he come to train with me already when he was 9 years old, and I know him very good. So he's not fit. That's the main thing. I think when Jeffrey's fit, he's, for my feeling, one of the top of the world. So he proved it already before, and I hope he can grow in the season to be more fit. It's it's a strong guy.
Yeah.
When you see what happened to him, for me, I stopped when I was 27 because of all injuries. But he's going on, and this guy is not normal. He's a monster.
Yeah. And are you surprised at how consistent Jorge has been so far this year? He's obviously won all the Grand Prix, but he doesn't have a big points lead, but he's winning all the Grand Prix. Are you surprised by that this time around compared to last year?
Not really, because he have the talent, the team, everything is working out perfect, like with Jeffrey before. So all things are connecting and good, super good starts, and he's growing, and also the team is growing with him. Yeah, for me, it's the top of the top. Yeah.
1.5 minutes left. 2 questions.
Yeah, well, compared to your own racing career, a lot has changed, hasn't it? What do you think have been the biggest changes in the past sort of 35, 40 years, would you say?
Yeah. So in the past, we have heats 40 minutes and 2 laps. So it's 10 minutes longer. So the physical riders can make a difference on the last part of the heat. That's one of the main things, and then it's changed from 2-stroke to 4-stroke. That's also a big change in the sport.
Tracks as well.
Yeah. So for the rest, well, it's pretty much the same. I think all the things around.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, okay. If you could race somebody, either from today's racers or riders in the past, who would you race and why?
I think Prado. Because before was Jean-Michel Bayle in my time. It's the same kind of rider and it's super technical. And it's a challenge to beat the more technical rider and to work on your other points to finally beat the more talented rider. So, yeah.
Nice.
Just real quick, maybe 10 seconds. Why is he so different? Why is he so technically different? Is it because of his height? Is it just the way he reads the track?
No, it's a complete natural talent. Yeah. You can compare him with Stefan Everts in many things. Especially how he used the bike, the power, and he's still young and growing. So, yeah, it's good. It's really, it's positive for the sport.
All right. Well, John Vanderberg, we are out of time. Former two-time world champion, of course. Now working with the MXGP Academy. You've got your training schools in Spain as well in the winter, JB training. We will bring you in later on in the season. We'll continue the chat a little bit more into your career and all those kind of things. But for now, thank you. And great to see you. But that's it. We are out of time. Coming up on MXGPTV.com today, of course, we've got EMX 125 presented by FMF Racing, EMX 250, and of course, MX2 and MXGP ramp qualifying races. Well, as we said at the start of the show, this is the first of our 3 in a row. We go to Galicia next week. We go to Saint-Jean d'Angely a week after that. So we'll see it next week when we do it all again, Lisa and I. And thanks to our guests today. Enjoy the racing today here on MXGPTV.com. See you then. Bye for now.